Hello all, I am Patrice. I'm a singer, songwriter, voice coach, and I would say my goal here is to help you all, to show you the things that I've learned in my 10 plus years of teaching that can lead to success for vocalists and the things that just don't. And so something I want to touch upon today and go over is how do we transition between the vocal registers smoothly? Because this is something we most definitely want to be able to achieve. It doesn't happen overnight, but I'm going to go over 3 things that you can really watch for and make sure you have in order to achieve success so that we're not sounding like goats, right? And we can really do a yeah. Go high, go low, come back down, all the wonderful things that we need to, and it not sound like a car that's breaking down or someone who just started to learn to drive standard and they're like, boop, boop, boop. It can be nice and smooth. So stick with me as I break down 3 things that you can be doing to transition effortlessly and smoothly. Let's dive in. So what's the first thing that you need to watch for when it comes to being able to transition smoothly? Well, you need to, if you don't already, understand the term placement. Placement is where sound is going to. Just like I could place this phone here, here, I could place it different places. A vocalist can be singing in different places. So they could be singing in their throat, high, the middle of their mouth, high, in their nose, high, oh baby. And then they could be singing forward, high, right? So if I don't understand first and foremost where I find my sound going to, this will become really hard to go from low notes to high notes in a smooth kind of way, because ultimately what I work with my artist on is the mass position. We want low notes and high notes coming nice and forward, because we really want to be thinking about low notes, low to high notes like an elevator. I would say it's an elevator, not an escalator, meaning, yeah, you know, I'm going to take my low notes, if I get those sounds coming here, and then my higher notes, I'm going to lift them a little because there's certain mechanical things that have to happen. And I won't break it down in this video. I've got tons of other videos you can check out. I have one in particular on high notes. I have one on placement that you can dive into a little deeper. Or, be sure to check out below this video. There is a link to my program, Learn to Sing Like the Pros, and I have the first part of it for free. You can sign up and learn a lot about placement and the fundamentals of singing. But that being said, back on track, the first thing that you need to be able to understand is placement and start to master your placement between the low notes and the high notes. Because if you are almost thinking about or singing's happening for you and it's kind of go, right, your low notes are a little bit more tucked in, and then your high notes are blasting forward, it's going to continue to have that choppy sound to it. So I need to learn to master and control the lower notes, go, right, and know and get used to those low notes here, and then what I need to be doing in order to adjust into those higher notes there. So be sure to start to learn your voice, record yourself. See, okay, great. When I'm singing, where does that feel like it's going? Does it feel a little shallow or weak? Does it feel too much? Like too bright, too abrasive, too much push with it. I'll get to that in a second. But be observant of where you feel like you are placing those sounds, and be sure to do exercises, right? People just want to sing songs. And that's wonderful. It's like the fun part. I want to do that too. But doing vocal scales and doing your technical stuff is vital, because that's really what happens with placement is I need to have certain things in place. I need to have my breathing. I need to understand my tongue, what needs to happen with that, and all these other wonderful things. So that kind of segues me into one of the other things that you have to be able to learn to master, and that is energy, right? Between low notes and high notes, there is a difference between how much you want to be pushing and how much energy you need behind the notes. So if you're not aware of this and you're thinking it's all just the same, you can have inconsistencies in the sound. So I did, let's see here. I could do, 'cause you make me feel like a natural woman, right? If I'm just kind of tucking that sound in, I've had quiet singers, I call them, they're just sounds just sitting back. I need to know that, but on the other scale, before I jump too far ahead, like that was kind of just being quiet with it. If I was overly and just kind of put everything on full black, 'cause you make me feel like a natural, it'd be like, wait a second here. That's a little too loud, right? So I need to know, 'cause you make me feel like a natural woman, right? I know that the lower notes, I still need enough energy in support to get those sounds forward. But I also know with the higher note, if I don't give it enough, I'm going to fall short. 'Cause you, right? I could go into my throat there. So understanding and mastering how much push and how much energy I need for the note is vital in being able to transition between the registers. So quick recap, we have first and foremost understanding placement and getting all the technical things, breathing and understanding the larynx and the tongue, and all of those things into place there. So this way you can place those sounds nice and forward. And then we have understanding energy. How much do I need to push between the low notes and the high notes? How do I scale back and different things like that? But getting used to that. And a lot of this too, again, can be done through your scale work. And you most definitely should be doing that, because I tend to find a lot of artists master their placement and get a good grasp of things from just doing their scales. That will eventually translate more and more into the songs themselves. And so leads me to the third thing that I want for you to really pay attention to, and something you should master if you want to be a master at transitioning. And that is understanding your shape. How I need to shape my mouth from the low notes to the high notes is different. And it can be really weird for people to open up really big. I find in the beginning for a lot of artists it's a struggle to open enough for those high notes, right? And right? If I'm not that, right? I get that goat. I was like, tickles my throat. It's going to sit back more. So you have to make sure you're understanding what happens to the shape of your mouth. And for low notes, even the same there, you wouldn't be, you shouting out, right? You wouldn't be doing that too close. You want to know, you shouting out. I need to be able to open things up a little, mold my mouth in certain ways in order to create the different notes and be able to transition between things and place things, going back to that first part there, place things properly. So you can start, just watch artists. Just observe the people that you really like. And those artists have, chances are, if they've been in the industry a while, been doing things for some time. And so as you progress, like anything, just like an athlete, as their body understands how to do different things, they can be more efficient with things. So you might find in the beginning you have to give it more energy or open things up a little bit more to really get used to where these sounds need to go to. But through time, you should be able to like mold things a little differently, or you're going to find that you can reserve energy and so forth. So when you're watching people, just keep that in mind. But in general, you're going to see that they go low notes, that they're doing certain things. They might pucker, they might have to, I'll say at times, if you're doing a you, right? I'm going to have to do that. You can hear that resonance coming through when I puckered more. So you're going to watch them. They're going to, oh yeah. Sometimes it's a little smile. Yeah. Right? Yeah. You can automatically hear that different sound there. So watch them, observe them, watch yourself in a mirror. Make sure, am I opening up enough when it comes to the higher notes? Am I puckering or altering things when it comes to the lower notes there? So there are three major things that you need to be able to understand and master when it comes to being able to transition smoothly. You need to know what placement is. You need to know how to get that sound forward and what needs to be happening. You need to understand energy level. How much do I need for the low notes, high notes? And keeping in mind that can change as you progress, just like the athlete I mentioned. But even understanding at the base, it doesn't matter how great you are. There is going to be a difference in energy shift when it comes to the low notes to high notes. I would say, think about it from walking to jogging to running. There's a difference between them. And then the third thing that you want to watch for is your mouth shape. How am I shaping my mouth for these notes? Am I puckering things enough? Am I opening up enough in order to help create these sounds? So I hope this helped you. As always, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I have weekly content coming out so you can be the first to hear it. And comment below. There's things that you're struggling with. You need help. I want to help you. I want to be able to service you all and give you content that is going to be valuable for you. So, lastly, below this link, I want to give you a freebie today, and that is the first part of my vocal program, Learn to Sing Like the Pros. And in this first part of the program, I go over all the fundamentals that you need that will really help to establish great placement. One thing that you can start to work with and understand off of what I talked about today. So, thank you so much for sticking around. If you watch this to the end, thank you. And I will see you the next video. Bye now.